I wanted to do it in a way that I had not seen it done, because we've all seen Streetcar Named Desire, where you've got the big mad Stanley and you got the tiny little shrieking Blanche, and we all know what that looks like. So I wanted to just, you know, sort of highlight the other sides that we know about, but that most people don't.
How did you get those nuanced moments in, and how did you sort of layer them so like it was just like a drip instead of, so that way it kind of led up to that final punching scene?
I had to remember, so I had to sit in it a lot, and that was a way of working through it, that I hadn't had therapy, and so that was a really a good way of just having to approach it from a writing standpoint and not a Caitlyn standpoint. And so what I was trying to think of is, what are things that will cue other people who have been abused, cue them as my brothers and sisters, but also will show the audience who've been fortunate enough to have never experienced that, what will show them what it's like, basically. I just remember like so much color in like the scenes that I had in my memory, and so it was pretty easy to assign to them these like surreal little, like you said, vignettes, just kind of like distilling it down to its little tiniest part. And then what did that become? It became something as like ridiculous as a man who thinks that you orbit him, and so literally make them planets, you know, like stuff like this. So I wanted it to be almost like, in some ways, like as simple as a child's picture book, to see like just the different elements of it and kind of lay it out that way.
And I mean, we latched onto those moments really a lot, because those tiny things that you don't really see. I'm trying to think like of another moment. The Superman one stuck out to me because that savior complex and stuff like that. The trophy wife.
One of them that really kind of stuck out to me as I was writing it was the Dinah Moon and the Dick Garrett show scene, where she comes onto a show and she has no memory of anything that's happened before she came on this show. And that just the abuser's way of making it seem like, you know, you don't really have any family anymore. You don't really have friends anymore. Your life started when we met, you know, which also kind of like you're talking about Twilight could seem kind of romantic, you know, like your life didn't start until you met me. This is meant to be, but no, that's awful. That's awful.
That's terrible. Like you weren't a fully formed person until this other person came along and helped you person some more. It's like, no, I was a person before now. Yeah. And it's just like, it's almost like Superman, all this stuff is a very romantic notion, right? It's this romantic, I'm going to save you. I'm going to help you. Look how, you know, you complete me. Like those romantic lines that when you see them through an abusive lens, you're like, wait a second, what were you before I came here? You know, what were you all by yourself?
Yes, and that's so much pressure to complete a person. So much pressure. Yes. And you better do a pretty perfect job at it. Otherwise it's your fault that they're not complete.
Yep. Or every time they fall apart, you're not doing something right, when really they're very broken and need to like super glue themselves together way over there, away from you. Like it's not your problem. So
Yes.
I love the title Dearie, and that was from the scene with like kind of the trophy wife, beautiful wife, you know, who gets the luxury, and the husband who's like, oh, I take care of everything for you, so you can have this luxury. I love that title. And was it just because of that line that you came up with the title, or did you see it somewhere? Like what? Because that's such a fun sort of rhyming, cute title, but it's actually very serious.
I heard the character saying to her, don't be so dreary, Dearie. And then I knew that I wanted her one-woman show to be titled by him. I knew that that was really important to me, that even though she still thinks it's hers and it's not. So like even her one-woman show, he gets to title it. It's his words basically.
Because it becomes less of a one-woman show and more of a man show through a woman, right? Like it's almost he's using her to get his voice further.
Hey guys, if you like what we just did, there's going to be plenty more coming up. Please like, comment, subscribe. Our Venmo is in the description. Please support us if you can. Our cats need the money.